Welcome to the City of Rocks, one of Idaho's hidden gems, a place where history and adventure collide amidst breathtaking natural beauty. In this episode, join us as we saddle up and explore the legendary California Trail aboard our trusty mules, Clyde and Riata. We can't think of a better way to explore the area than on the back of our long-eared friends. These hardy and sure-footed animals have been the unsung heroes of countless adventures along the trail, carrying pioneers and prospectors through some of the most rugged terrain in the American West. As we traverse the rocky terrain of the City of Rocks, we'll follow in the footsteps of the brave souls who dared to venture westwards in search of fortune and opportunity during the California Gold Rush. From towering spires to hidden valleys, every twist and turn of the trail offers a new adventure and a chance to connect with the spirit of the Old West. So saddle up, hold on tight, and join us as we embark on an unforgettable ride through the City of Rocks and along the storied path of the California Trail.
You're such a good boy. Good boy.
We're gonna get these guys unloaded real quick, but the first thing we noticed here is the corrals are a little bit small for 2 mules. So we're gonna set up the highline kit here in the trees and get those guys unloaded. It's been a long ride in the trailer already today. So our mules, unfortunately, they don't get along super well in tight quarters. Clyde tends to get amped up and corner Riata and kick the crud out of her. So Riata's gonna stay in this little corral here. We're gonna highline Clyde between these 2 trees. Just a perfect spot. You could tell some other people have used it for a highline before. So we're gonna set up the highline, get them unloaded. Did you play basketball in the past?
Only little. I'll show you my mad jumping skill. I don't want to make you jealous. I got at least a 6-inch vertical.
Question is, do we have enough rope to reach?
I don't know. It's gonna be a close one.
All right, change of plans. These were too close together. Clyde would have been able to get to all the knots and everything. So instead we're going from this tree to that tree. They'll be nice and close together where they're feeling relaxed and stuff, but Clyde won't be able to kick out at Riata if he gets riled up.
She's just cursing. Right there. Probably okay.
You get the place all to yourself because it's so tiny.
Yeah, something on your head there, Bob. He does not care. Goofball. Got some funny looking wildlife around here.
Cows in the campground.
Beef, it's what's for dinner. She looked at me, she's like, what? I'm gonna move along.
That was nice.
Are you happy now?
Good
Yeah.
boy.
You happy now?
Good boy.
We're so thirsty.
Yeah.
Good job. Hey, dude. Good boy. Good boy, bud. Good boy.
All right, we got the mules unloaded, got some water for the dogs. Now we're gonna pack some water there for the mules.
Guarantee that'll be knocked over in about 5 minutes.
If that.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna dump it right then.
He's like, which one has grain in it? Good girl. Good girl.
Good, Riata.
There we go. Shouldn't be too high.
At least for now, well, he's got a long line. I bet he can reach that. Can you reach this? There you go. Now you can't dump it. Good boy. Weeds.
One thing to remember when you're camping in, well, national parks for sure, but also on national forest land is you are required, I think on all national forests, to have certified weed free. So thankfully we got a bunch of Stanley hay, and we're gonna unload it, give it to these guys, let them snack a little bit, even though they already ate their breakfast today, just to help them kind of settle in and relax a little bit, eat a little snack and get to feeling good.
Got a skull ring in your pocket?
Lens cap. Put a good dip in.
Dips in. Smells good.
Yeah, it does.
Like fresh alfalfa.
Sweet alfalfa smell. That'll get them up the trail. Maybe a little too fast. Man, feels good to be camping with them again. It really does. Sun's out. Got our 2 good mules. It's really just soaking in for me and Alyssa how good these guys have gotten. It's been a little over 3 years since we got Clyde and 2 weeks under 3 years since we got Riata. They're doing really well. It's so fun. We used to always be super nervous when we would take them out and be like, well, are we gonna survive today? It's like, I hope so, we'll do our best, but now we can just enjoy the sights and smells and sounds and everything and just get out and enjoy riding them around. Pretty cool to have good mules. All right, we got the mules lined out, we got the dogs lined out, and now it's time to get the Roman home lined out. Our camp spot here is a little bit smaller than we were anticipating. We're hoping the Roman home fits in here. I'll show you the layout real quick here. What we got the mules over here, and then behind me, this is the only spot for a tent, and it says you have to pitch your tent in the tent area. So, not that there's a flat spot anywhere else, but hopefully the Roman home will fit just perfect, nice and snug right in there. Might not be able to use the fire pit tonight because it's gonna be tight. So as you can see, we unfortunately had to call an audible. The little tent pad that they have for us here is definitely too small for the Roman home. Yeah. So we're gonna camp in the trailer. Thankfully we have an area we can sleep in the tongue of this trailer. All right, we got camp all set up. We got the dogs highlined over here. Got the mules set up back here. We're sleeping in the trailer this trip. But what we're gonna do is tonight we're gonna go for a little scouting mission. We're gonna go ride up over this knoll and into the next valley and see if there's any cool rock formations in there. And then tomorrow we'll get up early, do a big long loop and see what kind of cool rock formations we can show you, and do a little tour of the whole City of Rocks Park.
Oh, that's a spot, squirrel. That is a spot.
The pampered one with her very own stall. I'll take a private stall, please. Did you two want to stay together?
Butt scratches, Clyde loves his butt scratches. Oh my, Bob. Shedding. It's like a snow globe. California Trail emerged in the mid-19th century as a vital route for westward migration spanning over 2,000 miles from Missouri to California. Initially used by fur traders and explorers, its significance skyrocketed with the 1848 gold discovery at Sutter's Mill, drawing thousands in pursuit of fortune during the gold rush. Pioneers faced a grueling journey through the diverse landscapes, encountering challenges from rugged terrain to conflicts with Native American tribes. Landmarks like the City of Rocks here in Idaho provided essential rest stops along the way, offering shelter for weary travelers.
You can tell we're off to a fast start in some pretty tight trees. We're hoping we don't meet any bikers. These ears are not swimming, they're searching for monsters. Whoa! She did not like it. She snorted and threw her head. Good girl, you all right? I don't know if I got that on camera, but I was trying to get a cool shot of Clyde's feet while Alyssa's riding him in front of me and Riata. And I poked this little camera on this dorky little selfie stick up out of Riata's blind spot and right into her vision, right in front of her, and she was not a fan. The camera almost got stomped. Made it.
Made it.
Good job, Bob. Thanks, buddy. Well, we decided tonight the first thing we're gonna do is go to the Tracy Homestead, it's called. And I think it's like an old stone house that's just kind of ruins now, but we're gonna go check it out. So far the mules are doing pretty good. They're like amped for sure. A lot of different sights and smells and stuff like that. And Riata thinks every rock that she goes by is a monster. But overall, they're doing really well, still keeping it under control, even though they're pretty tight. It's pretty fun to be out riding this time of year.
Tracy Homestead was established in 1882 by James M. Tracy and his family. It was a significant settlement located along the California Trail. The homestead provided a crucial stopping point for travelers seeking refuge and resupply. James Tracy, known for his hospitality, welcomed weary travelers, offering them shelter, food, and assistance with their journey. The homestead became a central hub of activity in the region, fostering a sense of community amidst the rugged wilderness. Despite facing challenges such as harsh weather and isolation, the Tracy family persevered, maintaining their homestead for several decades. However, tragedy struck when a fire destroyed the original structures of the homestead, resulting in its eventual abandonment.
Well, we're just about done with the climb up to, I think it's called Circle Creek Overlook up here. It's just beautiful this evening. Wildflowers are blooming. Just super, yeah, hold them up again. There you go. Well, that was a fun evening ride. Just beautiful out here. Clyde and Riata did good. Weather's nice. Doesn't get much better. Made her back, got untacked. Gonna let them roll. Oh, there's a deer. This pen up here looks like a great spot to roll. What do you think?
I wanna float like a bird, slow and low. I wanna follow the river wherever it goes. I want the wheels of time to jump the track. I wanna leave all my troubles and not look back.
What's the wiener du jour?
Huh?
The wiener of the day?
Oh,
RS?
bun length Franks.
Okay, now say bun length Franks are the wiener du jour.
Nope.
Gonna sneak up on them.
We better put our hay inside of our trailer tonight because it might not be gone in the morning if we don't. Corral. That's nice. You're fine. You're fine. Good job. Now we know. I don't know if you've ever seen
He's like,
cows before.
I thought it was a bear.
Yeah.
I need my coffee. The dogs were having dreams and scratching around in the trailer and stuff, so we didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but we're excited for today. Should be a really pretty ride. Gonna have some coffee and bacon and eggs and get saddled up and hit the trail. We got our special high desert stir stick. We got our bacon made, got our coffee made. We're gonna sit down and relax while the mules eat breakfast. And then we're gonna go for a nice long ride through City of Rocks. Oh man, that's so good. Bacon and coffee and riding mules, it doesn't get much better than that. Alright, we're off. We've got joggers, we've got dog walkers, and we've got other people riding. We've got some hyped up mules now. One thing Alyssa and I kind of noticed, and we were just talking about as we left the trailhead, is our mules, we basically only ever ride just me and Alyssa, Clyde and Riata. Sometimes we'll take Timber, Cedar, and eventually Josie. But it's like, that's all they're ever around. And so whenever we meet a biker, or especially someone with other horses or mules, it's like our mules get so jazzed up. We're talking about how to get better at that, and it seems like the only way is just to go where there's people, and we don't really like going where there's other people. Usually we like being up in the mountains. That's part of the reason we like having these guys. We can get way up in the mountains where there's not other people around, but it's kind of an interesting thing. And then for me, I'm always like, oh, let's get away from these people while they're still alive, you know. But really probably the best thing to do would be just to have them stand there as still as you can get them and let them just watch the other horse unload and everything. But my go-to is like, hop on and get out of here while the getting's good. They say your horse is a mirror to your soul, and I'm discovering today my mule is a mirror to my soul. There's a lot of people around and she's acting real weird. She's like, let's just go to the mountains where there's no one else and I'll be normal. How about that?
I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Do you have snacks? What's it say about me?
Alyssa says Clyde just asked everyone for snacks. So what's that say about her? Some kind of a trail crew here today working. There's people from Boise, Teton County, all over the place. They're putting out little sign markers. This is called the California Trail Historic Route. The Tracy Homestead, which is behind us here. It's a pretty cool place. So yesterday evening we were way up there above that cone-shaped rock. We just did a little out and back up into that little saddle below it yesterday. And there were people climbing on the rock that's just to the left of it.
As we travel down the California Trail, it's crazy to think that over 250,000 immigrants chased the gold rush in the 1840s and 1850s. It was the greatest mass migration in American history. The historic California Trail is over 5,000 miles long and covers portions of 10 states. We are nearing on one of my favorite landmarks on the California Trail, Camp Rock. Camp Rock was a favorite resting place for traveling immigrants. Some wrote their names in axle grease on the rock face. Now, over 160 years later, we can see those names and wonder what it was like for them as they traveled through the City of Rocks. There are hundreds of inscriptions and dates, ranging from 1843 to 1882.
1880, that one says.
1912.
Will you read the sign?
Communication connects us to one another. The rocks are covered as far up as one can reach or climb with names of immigrants. We left ours with date in a conspicuous place for the boys behind. We saw the names of some of our acquaintances who passed here 2 years ago. That was Eliza and McCauley, August 9th, 1852. Shoshone tribes and their ancestors used the rocks for communication by combining minerals, animal fats. Are you going to read it for us, Bob? And plant dyes. They created pigments that were used to paint pictographs. These were used to tell stories, depict rituals, record visions, and show territory. Immigrants continued this practice by using axle grease to leave their own messages. Today we live digital messages through social media such as selfies, photos, and blogs. We do it for the same reason the Shoshoneans and the immigrants did, to share that we are here, that the place matters, and that our lives are connected to places, people, and time. That's crazy.
That's super cool.
Gordon. All right. As we continued on, you could see rocks in the distance, like the Devil's Bedstead. You can see the headboard and the footboard of this rock in front of us. And to our right is Circle Creek Basin. A little further up the trail is Register Rock, which is another place where you can find the signatures of people who once traveled the trail, also written in axle grease. And despite the harsh conditions, somehow those signatures managed to last over 160 years later.
Oh wow, yeah it is. You'll be able to see the Tracy Homestead off in the distance here in just a second. Really cool to kind of think about what it must have been like back then when those people built that stone house and lived here, presumably all through the winters and everything. It's a pretty cold country, then it gets pretty hot in the summer. Those were tough people back then. Hey, nice job.
Good job,
It's a
Rihanna.
little victory.
Scary bridge, huh, girl?
All bridges are scary bridges. So you can kind of see these ruts behind us here, back down here, kind of along the creek. What those are, the people we ran into earlier, they all had shovels and carts and metal detectors and stuff like that. They were a member of a trails association, and they actually just discovered that the California Trail is what caused those ruts back there. So they were here, they were putting out little historic signs for the California Historic Trail. And yeah, here's one right here. Ooh, ooh. The California Trail. Yeah, it says it's the Oregon California Trails Association. So yeah, it was the Oregon California Trails Association. They were here and they were marking, they just verified that this is actually the California Trail. They didn't know before then. They kind of thought it might have followed the road, but yeah, they found evidence that it comes right down here along this creek, right where we're riding right now.
As we conclude our journey along the California Trail and through the storied landscape of City of Rocks, let us carry with us the echoes of the past, the voices of pioneers who dared to dream and adventurers who forged new paths. May their legacy inspire us to embrace the spirit of exploration, to cherish the beauty of the untamed wilderness, and to honor the resilience of those who came before us. As we bid farewell to this timeless terrain, let us remember that the trail may end, but the stories it holds will endure, etched into the very heart of the West.